Okay, folks, this video is totally unplanned. I had a random thought in my brain on how to use Osmium with hi-hats, and so let's try something out here. First of all, as many of you have heard of, Ryan Harlan is no longer our host. That's very sad to hear. I will make a different video on that topic if I feel so. I just wanted to say, Ryan, we already miss you. I hope you are doing well right now. Okay, but that's enough. We just want to take Osmium to our hi-hats here because I very like to fiddle around with effects on my hi-hats to sprinkle this onto my beat, or just to give me a little bit more rhythm, to give it a little more feeling. Let's work with the LFO here. So we got the standard solid saturation pack that doesn't bother here. Deactivated saturation for a moment, and we take a look at LFO1. We change our curve to this one, so we get an on and an off. And let's try this on our saturation here. And what we want to automate is the drive. So every time this goes on high, the drive goes on high, and every time it goes on the low part, the drive will drop. Let's leave this at the middle position for the moment, and let's dial in the amount. Maybe something like 60 should be okay. And we totally need to sync our LFO. We could do this without the syncing, but for demonstration purposes, we try this with the drive. Let's give this amount to 100 so we hear what we do. And let's hear what comes out now. So I've set the rate to a full bar, and I've spaced two hi-hats in the same time. Let's undo the click. I kind of like that tube style here. So let's go with this, and maybe let's add a delay for demonstration purposes, and we make the inverse automation here by just taking the mix. So every time the saturation goes up, our delay hides away, and every time our drive isn't incorporated, our delay will kick in. So luckily we're at 120 BPM, so 250 milliseconds should equal to eighth note, I guess. We can go up to 500 milliseconds, so let's hear what's this like. And as you hear, we get multiple variations in types of groove and swing without doing too much. But I guess we could do even more. Let's incorporate LFO2. And what I want for LFO2 is we incorporate the high band. Let's put some slight overdrive on this, and maybe let's choose asymmetrical. So let's go with the bit crusher. And what we want to do now is, since we got 4/4 on our first LFO, so let's drop the rate even lower to maybe 4:1. And we go for our ramp. The first we want to automate is the bits. And we want to start up a little bit higher and drop this maybe around -90. And let's hear what this does to our sound. So that's not bad, but we could do better. Maybe let's get a resonator or a cabinet here. Or maybe let's put that resonator mix into our curve and let's get a bipolar pattern here and maybe something like that. Let's make them a bit bigger here. And we go for our resonator and we take our mix. Maybe let's automate the delay time to our yellow envelope follower and just giving it a slight amount, so every time the envelope follower hits very fast on the rise and we got a relative long fall off, so we get a quick swipe up of our delay time and a slow drop of that. Let's hear how this sounds. There's a slight swoosh effect going on, which is either the rising or falling milliseconds here. But maybe we need a little bit more for that. So let's disconnect this and reconnect this into here. And what we do now is we take another delay. We could also use a pitch shifter or feedback for that, but the delay is easily noticeable. So let's try it with feedback and see how this goes. So this isn't a hi-hat anymore, but you have the option. You can do a pitch shifting or something like that. So this is totally possible, but we would either go with the delay or something else. So let's open this delay up. So we get some random pops out of there. And let's fix the mix around 30. So and maybe let's reroute this to here and add another delay, which will be a very short one, like around 24 maybe. And this one should just slightly change so we could use our curve. So this is delay 9 here, and we need the time as well as the feedback, but we set the mix down around 30, 25 around that. And let's see how this sounds. So as you see, we get quite heavy effects on here, but the good thing here is the only thing you need to do is record something, change all your values throughout the recording, and if something happens that sounds cool to you, you could easily cut that out and reuse it in your composition. So obviously this is way too much for a normal sounding hi-hat, but so this is only with 2 half notes here. We could increase the time here. Okay, I totally forgot to mention we could also use the CV tab on here because we got an offset button and an offset knob. So we could automate this here and trigger all our stuff in here from this button or even this offset knob. And we could even incorporate this into the matrix or letting this control completely by a CV. I guess that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you learned something, please leave a like and a comment down below. This helps the channel grow a lot, and please consider subscribing. If you have any questions, feel free to ask it under this video. If it belongs to this topic, if it has another topic, please try to find a video sort of half fits to your needs and comment on there. And if you want to see more of me, even with video, There is an old series I made in 22, 23, I guess. In 2019, I had a challenge going 365 beats in 365 days, and I completed it. And after that, I started posting videos about this challenge. So I revisit every song and deconstruct every element of it. So if you want to go a little bit deeper into explanation, sadly, this is in German, but I guess translation should work on that. If not, please let me know so I could fix it. Yeah, so if you are into a little bit more deep dive into songs or just beats for that purpose. In every episode of 365 Days in My Door, in every video of this series, I discover 3 beats. So there are 122 episodes in total. You totally could check out. Yeah, feel free to watch this if you are in this kind of stuff. And that's all from me today. Have a nice day. Until next time. Bye.